Welcome back, audio travelers. In this video you will learn more about the latest features that I added to my plugin Xen, and then I'll recap what I accomplished for and with the audio community this year. Xen is a lightweight mts-esp master plugin. It defines the tuning system of your project. If you want to use it, make sure to own plugins that act as mts-esp clients, such as SearchXT or Serum 2. You also need to have mts-esp installed on your operating system. It works in all DAWs. The Xen parameter defines the pitch classes per octave. Then everything is transposed with the reference frequency parameter. If Xen is exactly 12 and the reference frequency is 440, you get the default 12-tone system, the standard tuning in most Western music. If you set the Xen parameter to 13, there will be 13 pitch classes per octave. It makes space for the new key by pulling all pitches closer together. So far so good, but it made me wonder, what happens if you choose a number between the integers? Like 12.5. 12.5 pitch classes per octave? It is mathematically possible. But what does it mean musically? Having an octave every 12.5th step means that there is no frequency whose octave is part of the tuning system, even though the octave still exists and it's still defined as being twice some frequency. The Xen Snap switch in my plugin can now be used to glide between the integers and explore the realms of all equal temperament tuning systems. You don't actually need to be super invested in microtonality in order to enjoy this update. With Xen Snap turned off, you can also just use the Xen parameter to modulate a lot of synthesizers at once to create fancy risers and other transitional effects. Or you can set the Xen parameter to something close to an integer. In this part I have set it to 17.08 tet, so that the tuning system essentially has the characteristics of 17 Edo, but the 0.08 adds some subtle spice to everything. Not enough to make the octaves, in quotation marks, unenjoyable. It's like the tuning system equivalent to adding unison to a synth, in my opinion. One of the things that I really like to do with my plugin so far is to compose like tuning system solos. That is a bit like writing synthesizer solos, but instead of writing fancy synth lines, you just automate the tuning system parameters in a way that makes you feel fun, while your composition simply loops. It's like rediscovering your composition, but in a parallel dimension. Before ending this video, I would like to remind you of all the work that I finished this year, because you can donate money to me in various ways to support my work via PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or one of my affiliate links in the video description if you can and feel like it. My proudest work by far was the release of my effect plugin Hammer und Meißel. It is not only the first polyphonic modal filter effect at all, but also the first key-tracked modal filter that lets you generate your own modal materials with various workflows, like drag and drop, sample import or randomization. I also released Absorbire, an effect which reduces peak levels by streamlining the sidechain ring mod technique. Furthermore, I open sourced an onset detection algorithm and invited the audio development community to contribute to it. I also dove into mts-esp, as you probably noticed, discussed its potential, integrated it into my own plugin template for the future, and with that, pushed its microtonal workflows for everyone. I made lots of coding tutorials so that other audio programmers can create sick plugins more easily, for example about mts-esp, by the way. I was also involved in other plugin projects, for example as a beta tester of Serum 2, even though that is more of a passive contribution of course. I also released 2 wavetable sample packs, one about Air Windows dithering plugins and one that I made for my modal synthesis experiments. I've also of course been reviewing a lot of plugins like always, and I released a huge album, Das Miata Epos, which demonstrates the creative potential of vocal cloning plugins and discusses the discrepancies between various types of cannabis uses while promoting street racing MX-5s. I'm pretty sure you don't know it yet, but it is the album of the year. I made all this for free throughout this year because I believe that information should be free. Unfortunately, the reality around me is not always that socialist, so if you want to donate money to support my lifestyle and work, feel free to use the links in the description. You can even use one of my affiliate links if you want to support me while also getting some nice plugins. For example, there is Droplets, a unique way to compose MIDI with a physics engine. Or Graffiti, a sampler that rearranges your sounds in ridiculous ways. Now it's time to enjoy the last weeks of 2025. I hope you'll have a tranquil time with your families and some awesome musical moments, hopefully in various microtonal dimensions with my plugin Xen.